Hey everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life here for Lift and Sketch with Christy and Rachel. Here's the sketch we're working with this month. We did the scrap lift last month if you couldn't recall. And I am working with my Shop It or Stash It kit. And I'm going to go ahead and pull in this piece of pattern paper. So it's not even a pattern paper, it's something I had done. I was watching Hannah and she had created this really fun layout with these bold black stripes. And so I tried to do it, and the layout that I was originally trying to work with, it just didn't work for that. So I put this piece back in my stash to use on another layout, and it's going to actually make it onto something today. I'm also going to take the other part of this pattern paper and I'm going to fussy cut these paint stripes because they kind of look like the black stripes that I painted, and I love the way this turns out. It definitely helped give me a little pop of color here and a nice direction on where to go. I am going to tell you I'm being quite loose with my interpretation of this sketch. I do think you can see it in the final results, but yeah, I'm a little loose with it. I also went ahead and I used my cut file. So this is the heart cut file. I pulled 3 types of cut files. I pulled this heart one, the cloud one, and I pulled like 4 cups of coffee. And I've used the coffee one, and now I've used the heart one. So all I have left is the cloud one, and I will be so excited if I can do that before the middle of March. And I will definitely call that a success for getting these used up, because I have them in a box and sometimes I forget to look at them so they don't ever make it onto a page. So yay, I decided to go ahead and pull the striped ones. I'm going to leave the polka dot ones for another day, partly because the patterns I'm using to back them with are a little bit more they're bigger. I think if I was using like a 6x6 pad, the polka dot would work more of a solid, but because these all have a bit of a pattern to it, doesn't really work, but it does work with the stripes. So go ahead to do that. I also fussy cut out some of the yellow hearts from a Simple Stories paper that I had used on another layout. And 2 of the hearts that you are going to see, I used to create a layout that is coming up tomorrow and on Monday, which is a whole nother story. You have to stay tuned tomorrow to understand why. And so I had a little bit of that left over as well, and I went ahead to use that. And then I just simply backed my photos with, I used a little bit of the 6x6 in the pink that I had left over, and a little bit of the backside of the stripe, the paint type stripe ones. It has this really pretty navy with some scripty words, and I went ahead to use that to back the other photo. Now, these photos are just of my daughter and her crazy hair. So Nora has super curly, fine hair, and I, for the most part, have just let it be down, but it's getting so long that it's getting in her face and annoying her, and she kind of lets me put it up now. So I attempt to put it up, but it doesn't doesn't normally look the best because it's not all long enough to go in the back. She won't let me do pigtails. I've done them once and she let me do that for like 5 minutes and she took them out. I guess I could try it again now though. She's a little bit older now and more used to having stuff in her hair, but clips don't really work. She really doesn't like clips. So this is as best as it gets. And I posted on Instagram, one of the reasons I was so excited that Barrett was a boy is I'm not going to have this problem again. It's just Nora I have to deal with hair, because I don't care about my hair. I put it up and I leave it and I forget about it. And I'm not a big hair person, but I don't want my daughter, like if she wants to, I want her to be cute. I don't want her, so anyways, but it's a mess. It's a hot mess, and I'm trying to find a nice balance on how to control her crazy hair. So I'm titling this Messy Hair Don't Care, because it's messy and I don't care. She might care as she gets older, and I'll teach her how to do whatever she wants to do, but I don't care that it's messy because she's so sweet and she's got such a cute face that it just, even with a messy hairdo, she's still absolutely adorable. So that is what this layout is about. And I used 3 of the different alphas again in my kit. Everything I used was in my kit. I was so proud of myself for not even wandering out of my kit a little bit for this one. So, yep, I do the hair and care in that little glimmer. That was from Glitter Girl, the Chamel little Alpha. And then Messy, I had to use an X for a Y, and then I took the part of the X that I messed up and put that as my E. And finally, I'm just going to go ahead and add the sequins that I added into this kit, which I think is called Authentic You. They are from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and I just kind of put them throughout the page, and I really love the way that they turned out as well. So please make sure you head on over and check out Rachel's take on this sketch. I'm sure hers follows it a lot closer than mine. I think you can see the sketch a little bit in it, right? The fact that there's two photos, it's kind of flipped, but that's okay. And I didn't do the, like, there's 3 different types of pattern paper on in the middle. I didn't do that part. It just didn't work for me. So I'm pleased with the way this turned out though. And you did see that I did back the piece of white cardstock that I'd done the painting on with a bit of the teal and a bit of the pink that again were in my kit, and it just kind of helped wrap it all up. I really love the way that looks. I did do some stitching. I stitched the hearts around the hearts, and I stitched around the borders. Of course it's white stitching and it's hand stitching, so it's not hand stitching, excuse me, it's machine stitching, so it's really hard to see unless you see the final look. And my journaling just goes ahead. I just put my journaling in that little blank spot up at that pink paint kind of spot up there, and it just worked perfectly. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Here's a look at my finished layout, and I will see everyone tomorrow with another layout. Bye.